Oh yeah, Whiskey Charms. How are you tonight? It's your old pal Vic, the Whiskey Minister, back again, live for the northeast of Scotland. I'm doing another live dram tonight. I was due to be heading out to watch the mighty Forest Mechanics play Inverness Clachnacudden, but the weather's beaten us once again. So no game tonight. So I thought I'd just stay here and have a wee dram with you guys. So it's my 100 drams in 22. I'll just have a look at my notes. I'm on to dram 13 tonight. And I'm having a dram that I've had as a miniature in a box underneath my desk for a few years now. And I'd forgotten about it. But I was doing the online course of the Edinburgh Whisky Academy diploma last night. And one of the great things, if you're on that course on a Tuesday night, we have a thing called a drop-in dram. And all the students come in online, and myself and Kirsty have a dram each, and they all have a dram, and we just discuss it and we talk kind of all things whiskey. And one of the lads on last night, and we've got folk from all over Europe on this course. It's fantastic. And one of the guys is from Sweden, a chap called Daniel. And his one last night was a Glencadam 10-year-old. And I thought, yeah, Glencadam. Yeah, I haven't heard of them for a while. Not really on my radar in terms of single malts. You know, Glencadam, wee distillery down in Brechin, in Angus. So it's not kind of on the Speyside tourist trail, and it's no exactly a glamour distillery, Glencadam. So I hadn't really come on my radar. And I suddenly remembered, I think I got a couple of miniatures years and years ago for some friends. And I had a wee search, and I did. I have the Glencadam 15. So I said to the guys on the Whisky Academy last night that I'd got a Glencadam 15. And it was Kirsty that suggested, well, maybe you should do a tasting with that. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I am going to taste the Glencadam 15, just in my wee miniature. Now, the first thing I noticed is it is really pale. I mean, look at that. They do on their bottle, where you can just about read read it on the back if you've got a microscope. Um, they've got on there that, of course, they're unchill filtered, they're 46%, and it's no colouring. It's like no colouring. Well done, Sherlock. So there is absolutely no colouring in that one. So this is a 15-year-old. And look at that colour. It's almost straw. It's pale straw. It's yellow. So no colour in there. I would suggest no hint of a sherry cask either. I reckon this is all ex-bourbon. I'm not sure. I had a quick look on the website, but I couldn't really see. They're all about tradition. You know, they've got an old-style traditional mash tun, rakes smashing up the bed, and they've got a couple of stills and the live pipe is at an angle of 15 degrees, so it's sloping up quite heavily. So that'll give it quite a lot of reflux in the spirit. So light, refined is what they say. Light, refined spirit. It's got quite thick legs, I have to be honest. They're really thick and taking quite a while to develop. 46%. So let's have a nose. Oh, wow. Now, this is my kind of dram, and you're all going to laugh at me. You're all going to know I'm going to say fruity, sweet, and vanilla. Well, that's what it is. Because that I love light spirit into ex-bourbon casks. You know, I'm talking about the Glenmorangies, the Balblairs, that kind of thing. And yet, there's my beloved wife, the whiskey widow, making fun of me just because she's passed her Whisky Academy course. She knows everything about whiskey. There she goes saying vanilla. You are right. So much vanilla in there, but it's those fresh fruits, not just the sort of apples and pears, the sort of fresh green fruits, but there's almost like tropical fruits in there as well. Oh God. It's almost as like pineapples, I'd like to say, possibly. But that is very fruity. And, you can't smell sweetness, but I think it's going to be sweet. But it's those fruits and vanilla, a little bit of toffee, sort of, tablets, sort of vanilla tablet, that kind of thing. Beautiful smell. So let's have a taste. I mean, Daniel, last night on the Edinburgh Whisky Academy drop-in dram, he was just raving about the 10-year-old. And that's what kind of pushed me towards having a taste of this 15 tonight. So this one's for you, Daniel. Let's see if it's as good as you say it is, my friend. Let's have a taste. Oh, it's quite sharp, actually. But, oh, wow. Ooh. That's got lots on the palate. Just what you would think from the nose. Packed full of fresh fruits. Pears, more pears than apples on the palate. It was like more apples on the nose, but in the mouth, on the palate, more pears, lots of vanilla, lots of toffee. So vanilla custard, creme brulee, that kind of thing. A bit of toffee, butterscotch tablet. And it is sweet. Really sweet finish. It's got quite a strong finish, quite a burn, but then it's 46%. I would have expected it to be a little bit more gentle, a little bit smoother. Those of you that love that, hate that word, love, hate, smooth. I would have expected it to be a little bit smoother, but it's not. But that's very pleasant. That's really quite nice. I don't like to say sort of dessert wines or things like that, but it might go lovely with something sweet after dinner. That's really good. Easy drinking. No, ooh, whiskey, as some people have it. Very pleasant dram. Not overly startling, not brilliant. Yeah, Nunsy's saying maybe a tiny drop of water. Probably should. I'm quite bad. I never have water here ready. That could maybe do with just a splash, just a tiny drop of water. But it's not unpleasant without it. Yeah, that's not a bad dram, Daniel, if you're watching. I'll maybe have to try the 10-year-old one day. So I've got a wee dribble left. I'll maybe have that later or tomorrow or something. So that was the Glencadam 15 single malt, 46%, non-chill filtered, uncoloured, and a really decent dram. Not sure about the price. I never looked that up. I might do that later. So that was number 13 in my 100 drams in 22. Getting through them. I don't know if I'm going to hit 100 by Hogmanay, but we'll give it a bash. It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it. So thanks very much for joining, folks, and your comments. I hope you're having a dram tonight. If you are, remember, be safe, drink responsibly, but enjoy whatever your drama. I was reading a book the other day. It was A Philosophy of Whiskey. Just give it a wee plug. Philosophy of Whiskey by Billy Abbott. It's a lovely wee book. And at the end, it goes all the way through about whiskey. And it gets to the end. It asks you, now, what is the most important question in all of this when we're thinking about whiskey? And here it is. Does it taste nice? So I hope you're enjoying your whiskey. I hope it tastes nice. But be responsible and be safe. So enjoy your whiskey, guys and gals. See you all again, maybe at the weekend when I'll move on to number 14. Let's see if we can get through 100 drams in 22. All right, cheers, folks. See you all real soon.